Hello everybody. For those that don't know me, I'm Zane Morrow and I'm a filmmaker. Others know me from my Instagram where I post recommendations or reviews on specific new movies that I see and want to share it to the public. Right now, I'm doing a little experiment with this video with reviewing movies. It's just plain and simple. Well, through my voice, and so you can all see me talk about them, and with some highlights and some low points depending on the movie. So without further ado, here we go. This video is about Under the Silver Lake, which is directed by David Robert Mitchell, who is known for It Follows, and it stars Andrew Garfield. The first high point, the cast. Andrew Garfield is outstanding, along with all the other actors and actresses that are involved in this movie. All the cast in this movie and their characters have very interesting there are so many different characters with so many different personalities that give us so much of a range on what are they on different roles we can play, and showing this whole new take on certain people's behavior here, which is something I find very interesting when I look for movies. Another high point, David Robert Mitchell's direction and the tone that he establishes with this movie, he work splendidly. He keeps us very interesting new take on Los Angeles, a neo-noir along with some funny and some natural comedic stuff in there, like dark comedy, I guess. As that keeps the audiences entertained, and certain absurd characters and comments kind of add into that. So having those comedic moments really worked for the movie. Another one is it has original ideas and original or more fresh takes on a neo-noir and different exploration movies. There's when I was watching it, I kept seeing a lot of similarity to the movie Brick, for example. And I could probably think of way more, but it also has similar traits to It Follows, with the different creepiness and different different types of tones and whack characters that really work in favor of this movie. Really like the cinematography. It was really well lit. However, this does kind of lead into a little bit of a mixed bit. The only downside I would say with the cinematography is there were times where they overused zooms too much, which it was kind of doing it in a way where it felt very absurd and not really connecting to the story. But with the great use of Steadicam and dolly shots and establishing shots where you're just following really good takes, that evens it out and makes it worth it. All right, now here's some I'll find a better term for this, but more low points or some criticism. For this movie, the runtime is a bit too long, and it is overstuffed with so much story and stuff that is and subplots that makes things very distracting, or you makes it hard to focus in at times, and you're thinking, is this gonna come back or not? And just too many different things that might cause some dysfunction for general audiences. Which kind of brings me to a new point. There are some confusing results where there's basically he's leading us onto these different paths and theories, but then only a few of them actually pay off or are very clear and understandable. Also, there's a lack of depth and substance with this movie that doesn't really that just is missing that. And because of that, certain audiences won't might not either understand or just continue to want to rewatch it in a way. Basically, it's trying to find would be a good climax, and it feels like it's missing something, or certain heart and death is less, just needs to be found, or it could have been expressed better. So those are some of the highlights and low points of Under the Silver Lake. An overall rating, I'd go 6 out of 10. And because of the high points and the low points and how they even out. Yeah, so that's it. And tune in next time. Thank you.